Hi everyone, and welcome to week 3. First of all, I want to say way to go. You made it through weeks 1 and 2, and you guys are doing great. So keep up the good work. I want to thank you for participating in the discussions, and I really like the quality of work you're putting forward with your flyers, and it looks like you guys are paying attention to details and you're doing a great job. Moving into week 3, we are going to be working with citations in MLA style. So if you're working on research papers in any of your classes, you are really going to appreciate this next week. But I have to be honest with you, it is a little bit challenging. So I want you to pay close attention to how to create citations and make sure that you watch the videos and read the chapter closely because that's going to help you a lot. This week, for a little bit of extra tips on Microsoft Word, I want to share with you the difference between line spacing and paragraph spacing. Paragraph spacing is part of this week 2's assignment. Quite a few people struggled with paragraph spacing, so I'm going to show you a little bit about that, but I also want to show you line spacing. The two are very similar, but they both serve different purposes, so I want you to be aware of why you would use line spacing and why you would use paragraph spacing. So just hang in there and watch the short little clip after this recording, and hopefully you will find it helpful. We will see you next week. Okay, what is the difference between paragraph spacing and line spacing? Paragraph spacing happens when you have a hard return somewhere on your document. So a hard return means that you hit the Enter key and it puts in what's called a paragraph return or paragraph space. Now, if I go to my Home tab and click this little icon under the paragraph group, this icon that looks like a backwards P, it shows me where my paragraph returns are on the page. Now, if you recall in week 2 assignment, one of the steps in the assignment was to add paragraph spacing, either before or after the paragraph. So what that means is, if I have a paragraph return here, and I'll put my cursor after week 3 WOOT, and I want to increase or decrease the spacing with my cursor set before the paragraph return. If I wanted to put space before that paragraph return, I would position my cursor. Now watch what happens. The space is going to happen before that paragraph. So when I have line spacing, I have a block of text here, but you'll notice it doesn't have a paragraph return after these lines, because in order to get a paragraph return, remember I have to hit the Enter key on the keypad. If I'm typing up a paper or something, I'm just going to type along and I'm going to let the lines break naturally. That's where I get my lines from. And what happens here now is if I want to increase my line spacing, I can do that. I'm just going to highlight my lines. I can do that from my Page Layout tab using my paragraph group. I'm going to pull up my paragraph settings menu, and I can find that under this little icon here. So every time I see this icon, I know that there's a hidden menu, and if I click on that icon, it's going to bring up my paragraph menu. And under line spacing, I can say I want my line spacing set to double. Under my preview window, I can see what that's going to look like. And when I say OK, it applies that double spacing to my line. So let me show you this quickly. If I position my cursor in front of one of these lines in this block of text, and I try to decrease or increase my paragraph spacing, it's not going to do anything because I don't have a paragraph return here. So again, paragraph spacing applies when you have a paragraph return. Line spacing applies when you have a block of text that has just natural breaks after each line.